I recently worked on a project where I had to take an existing architectural drawing and build it up in 3D. And then what I needed to do was I needed to place the equipment that I was going to have on top of this AutoCAD drawing. Now, what happened was there were sort of different levels, and obviously the equipment had to go at these different levels. And as the project went along, there was a lot of work plans because there was a lot of angles, in the building that I was working in, and it became very, very cluttered. So the one thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to work on each level individually so that I could see exactly what I was doing and not have all the levels as well as all the equipment inside or visually on the screen. So when I started off, and this is what you might do as well, is when I started off, I basically created my 2D sketch, brought my 3D DWG, and I just drew this over here, and then I created my different levels over there. Then what I did was I decided to put this into an assembly. So let's go open up an assembly here. And then I would drag my part into the assembly. Let's go arrange it. Okay, so this is now my base view. So with this over here, that was great. And then I decided that I'm going to put in my conveyor. So this is going to be my equipment. Just arrange it again. And we can just drag that little guy in over here. Now, as I was dragging it in, as I said, there were a lot of work planes. Things were quite awkward and hairy. So sort of trying to sort of get the visibility on over here, it was a little bit difficult. So as over here, you can see there, I would have constrained it on there, but I didn't want to see the level 2, level 3, and level 4. Okay. So what could I have done differently to be able to accomplish it? So what I did was I decided, or I kind of created each extrusion as a different body. So at the moment you can see there's just one solid body, and I'm going to actually create as 4 solid bodies. So you'd think, let's, you're going to start again, back to extrusion 1, make your sketch visible, and then, go and create each extrusion and then make it a solid body. Now, I just show you how that would have been done. So, make it visible. There's your first body. Go to your extrude, select your second one. That would be 7,500. And then you make sure you've got this little new solid on. Okay, click on OK, and you can see there I've got my solid 1, solid 2. But because I've already created my extrusion 2, 3, and 4, I don't actually have to go through this process over here. I can just go and modify what I've already done. And that's the power of something like Inventor with its parametric and history-based modeling. So extrusion 1 over there, I'm going to go double click on extrusion 2, and then what I'm going to do is, you'll see there I got the option for a new solid. Now with this, I'm going to say vector solid, I'm going to say level 2. So that's just going to help me with just naming and identifying what's happening over here. You'll see there solid 1 has already been created, but I can go in here and I can say level 1. I'll also say level 2 over there. Okay, level 2. Okay. And you'll notice there, as I select on level 1, it actually selects level 3 and 4 as well, because it's still recognizing that I have joined level 3 and 4 to level 1 over there. But as you'll notice there, level 2 is separate. So let's go to level 3, new solid. Let's go make this level 3. So name it as we go. And then double click on extrusion 4, new solid, and level 4. Okay. And now I've got my level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. Okay, so let's go back to the assembly and see what's going on over there. So it says that it's updated. I select update. Okay. And previously what would have happened is if I tried to, take the visibility of this off, you'll see a visibility, the whole thing goes off, which is not really what I want. I want to turn off each level individually. So I've got a little trick up my sleeve over here. So the one thing that you can do is you can just, let's go over here to part 1 and just close that. So it's now just open in my assembly mode. So I'm editing in place. Double click on it and you'll see over here solid bodies 4. Now what I can do is I can say, look, right click level 4 and visibility, and there we go. Right click level 3, visibility, and there we go. So now I'm able to play with these levels and turn the visibility on and off. But it does get a little bit easier than that as well. So I'm just going to go put this back on again. If you have never seen this before, or if you have noticed and you've not really known what it's about, at the top over here, you'll see I've got an assembly and I've got a modeling mode. So when I've got assembly mode, you'll notice there, I'm just going to go put a quick joint over here. Let's go put that in the middle. Okay, so we're just going to put that over there. You'll see there's a rigid joint over there. And that's in my assembly mode. And notice when I go in over here, you'll notice that I can't see any of my features. Okay, so what happens if I go to my modeling environment? You'll see there, I can see my features now and my solid bodies. I cannot see my joints or my constraints. So it will sort of clear out any joints and constraints that you've created. It still is there. You just have to, toggle back to assembly, and there you can see I've got my rigid joint. But with the modeling, you'll see there I've got my solid bodies 4. And now I don't have to double click inside that part 1 to activate it and then go select it off or click the visibility off. I can go straight in and say, right, visibility off. Right click visibility. There we go. So a lot more control without having to physically go inside the part and edit it and then turn the visibility on and off. So that's just a little quick tip that I thought I'd share with you. I thought that was quite useful when I was working on this project to be able to and this is very simple sort of example that I'm giving, but there were a lot of word planes, and there were a lot of components and a lot of levels, and there were the walls, and I just needed just to get a bit of clarity, working with just what I needed to, turning visibility on and off, placing my components, and carrying on. Thank you very much for watching.